So we're going to go ahead and start off with the start file. In the updated assignment, you should see something that says the Aaron Douglas zip. Download that, and you're going to start off with the Photoshop start file. Just to let you know, we're going to create something like this, and this is completely optional if you want, but at least it'll help you get a better setup of your file. I went ahead and did some of the work for you because there was not a lot of high quality images, so it did take a lot of tweaking to get something that'll work for you. But first things first, let's go ahead and add a hue saturation adjustment layer. So take saturation all the way down. After that, you're going to add a levels adjustment layer too. This is just so you can have a little bit more control later on if you want to adjust some things, but I'm going to reset that really quick. And we won't really touch this one for now. The next thing I do want to touch base with is going over to image, adjustments. I'm looking for the shadows highlight. I'm going to take shadows down, and I think we should be good with just taking this down. All right. Okay, so come back to adjustments again. Look for posterize here. And I'm going to take this above the levels. You're going to leave the levels at 4. And then we'll go ahead and move on to the gradient map. You'll select left click somewhere here. You'll leave the black there. Left click somewhere down here. Change the location to 33. Double click in this little square right here. And you're going to change this first one to be pure red. So down here you have RGB, which is what we're going to be working with. You'll change the R to 255. Hit OK. Left click somewhere here to add another color, and this one should be at location 67. Double click in here. We're changing this one to pure green, so 0 on the red, 255 in green, and then OK. And then the last one in white, double click on it to change it pure blue, so 0 for red, 0 for green, 255 for blue. So you'll hit OK for this part. And then we'll go ahead and start importing. So you can import either these textures here from the tutorial, or if you liked his work in that folder, I found the biggest or the highest res images in Google, so you wouldn't have to. So we could import those in there too if you prefer working with his work. So blacks, I decided you should leave as is just so it builds contrast, and so you can change that color later on. But for red, I'm going to just drag and drop this here. Oops, hold shift so you can size things up proportionately. We can change this positioning later. So hit OK. We'll double click on here. Left click. We'll change this to red. And then drag this underlying layer, the black cursor here. This one kind of you'll have to play with, but I'm going to drag this over all the way to this side right now, and then hit OK. And then the next one is green, so up to you if you want to do the blue mural for the blue color, and then the yellow for green, vice versa. So let me start off with the blue mural. Just holding down shift. I'm actually going to try this with the green. You can keep it at the blue if you want. So double click here, change this to green. And if you notice, you can play a little bit more with this image here. But if I take it all the way to the 255 side, you'll notice that there's some gray that's popping up here. You can keep that if you want, or you can, oops, I'm changing the white instead of the black. There we go. You can keep some of the red. So I'll leave that up to you, and I'm going to hit OK. And the last one, I wanted to leave it kind of for the highlights to see what it looks like. Drag and drop the yellow mural. Resize this up. Double click on the layer. Change this to blue. Change that to... that should be fine. And the cool thing is that you can... I'm really focusing on just these parts right here. So if you needed to move the image around, you totally can. Completely your preference. But yeah, so I'll show you how we can fix all this other stuff too. So I'll leave it there. I'm going to zoom out really quick. And we can do it so that this only affects him, and you can play around with the colors over here, or you really can just like make this take up the entire canvas. The way I did it was that I added the same layer mask to these 4 top layers here. So if you like the way this looks, I'll just show you that right now. But if you're happy with this, you can stop the video here and just focus on resizing and positioning where he's at. But alright, so I'm going to select this layer mask right here. And if you notice in properties, it should update and you have this option icon that says load selection from mask. You'll click on that and you'll notice it selects him. So now I can come up to this top one. Let's see if it lets me do multiple. No. We'll start with the yellow one, and you can select this layer mask option down here. And now it'll only apply this yellow to that portion there. So same thing with this one, still select it. Click this little load selection from mask. Select the blue mural, layer mask. It drops it there. I'm doing all of these because as soon as we hit the gradient map, it's going to mess things up. So layer mask again, load selection from mask, and then click on the red mural, and then add layer mask. And we're going to do it to the gradient map too. So, oops, do the layer mask selection. And this one's going to work a little bit differently. So I'm going to click on, yeah, because I don't think we can make another one. Nope. Alright, so with this one still selected, you're going to come over to select and then inverse. Grab your paint bucket tool, make sure black is the foreground color, and then just click on the blue part over here. Go back to your selection tool, select, deselect, and now you can adjust the background color to whatever you like if it's not any of these, right? So can't think of what color I might want to do, but making sure I'm in that layer, and then you can, oh, it won't do it because of this, but yeah, something like that you can do as well.